Okay, this is gonna be tough because I gotta hold my phone and use the mouse at the same time. Alright, so here's where we'll start. This right here is as they advertise it, okay? So the Rampage 8 as advertised with your target box volume 3.36 cubic feet at 36 hertz tuning frequency. Okay, so you've got a peak out at right here. 38.5 hertz. You got 5 dB gain with the box. And I went ahead and put in the power signal for the JP23. Put out roughly 1987 watts dynamic at 1.33 hertz. So that's right here. And that'll give us our report air velocity. So they got air velocity would be at roughly 36 millimeters per second peak. So that's actually not too bad what they recommend. Even on that power, that many subs, I've got 6 subs in a 3.36 cubic foot box tuned at 36 hertz. So not bad. Your cone excursion is still good. You're not even anywhere near. So looks good. Alright, so we'll go ahead and compare that with what you measured. There's what you measured with your tuning frequency. At 46 hertz, you have a vent of 9 inches by 5 inches and 20 inches in length. That gives you a box volume of 2.23 cubic feet effective. Whether or not you really have 2.23 cubic feet versus what this is saying, it may have something to do with the box design. It may not. It could be maybe your calculations are off. I don't know. But this is what DATS is seeing when you measure it. Because I've got your exact tuning frequency and I've got your exact port dimensions here. So 9 by 5 by 22. And in order to get to this vent length, you punch in your tuning frequency, you punch in your vent diameter, your cross area, 45 square inches, and then you sit there and you mess with the box volume until you get your correct vent length, which is what you have. Okay, so that's how I got to 2.23 of cubic feet of effective box, net effective box. So you may have a leak somewhere. That could be what's making this number not correct. But the tuning frequency is the tuning frequency. That being said, you can also check for leaks on your box, and that may drag this tuning frequency down. Now, how do I get from this, what you have, to your target of this? Because they're way off. You got half an octave here. Actually, you got, you got pretty much half an octave. So, what I did is, let's go check report air velocity. So, right now you're under. Because you're tuned so high, your port velocity is under what your target was originally. So, you're at 32 meters per second, and your target ended up being like 37 meters per second. So that means you've got room to play. You can decrease your port area and still fall within spec. So what I did is turn this off. There we go. All right. So what I did was we've now got 2.23 cubic feet tuned to 37.7 hertz. That's what this looks like Go ahead and take out the 46 hertz tune. So there's your 2.23 tuned to 37.7 hertz. That's much better than what you got or what you had, because what you had looked like this, and now you're in that. So that's much better. That's a much better tune. It's still not what your target was. It's not close, but it's not far off. So you're looking at tuning at 37.7. You got a peak of 43 hertz, pretty much 3.4 dB at 43 hertz. Whereas before you were 4.5 dB at 38 hertz. So you're off by 5 hertz instead of 10 hertz. So that helps. And then what you can do is, the way we got there is decreased your port area. Okay, so your port area is now 9 by 3.5, and when I went to 3.5 because I can take a 3/4 piece of plywood and run it down the length of that 22-inch port on the upper and the lower, and that will get you to this port area. So 3/4 inch on the top, 3/4 inch on the bottom, whatever, however you want to do it. But anyways, this, your total cross area of your port is reduced down to 31.5 instead of 45. Okay, that still gets you in your ballpark. So now your port velocity is just a little bit higher than what the target was. The target was 36.5 meters per second, and doing this other tune, modifying the port, decreasing your port area, will get you 41.5 meters per second. So we're talking like 4 meters per second here. I mean, they're pretty much the same. You will not hear that difference at all, not even close. I've tuned up all the way up into the 60s before, and you're not going to get port noise and chuffing with this. You just won't. That being said, you can also, it's not where you want to be with this, the transfer magnitude. It's not your target. But all I had to do was add in some parametric EQ. So I took 34 hertz, gave it 2 decibels of gain, and a very wide Q. So tap that in, and look, you're almost right there. I mean, it's almost exactly the same. Not too far off. You're talking like maybe 2 hertz difference. Well, let's see, peak to peak. Let's see what we got. Peak to peak. All right, there's my peak, 41.25. And then I don't remember what this was. $38.5. So 38.5 to 41.25. It's less than 3 hertz, like 2 3/4 hertz. You won't hear that either. And then you can always add in more. You once you do your actual tuning in the vehicle, you'll add in different EQs. But this is just to let you know that, okay, I can get there. All I needed to do is tune a little bit lower, by decreasing my port area, same box, same everything, same cubic feet, same everything. All I gotta do is decrease my port area, and then I can add in a little bit of EQ, not much, and I got pretty much the same thing. So don't fret, you're there. Decrease your port area, retune, or retest with DATs. All right. And check for leaks. You may have a leak somewhere in that box, because I really don't think that box. I mean, maybe it's 2.25 cubic feet. It looks like it's pretty big, but this is what DATS is saying. Hey, I've got this. This is what I see. So that's the beauty of DATS. Now, You've got the tool to measure those eighths. Punch in your own numbers. Do not use B2's Thiel and small parameters, because all of this is null and void. You need the real numbers. So, in order to get the real numbers, throw all those subs on an amp. I know you're short on time, but throw all those subs on a house amp. Play 20 hertz. Try to break them in for about 24 hours. Just get them moving. Turn it up to all the way to the point where you start hearing it clip just a little bit, and then back it down. You know, where it just don't sound right, back it down a little bit, and let them ride for a whole day, 24 hours, and then take your DATS parameters, build your box, do all your modeling off of those parameters, not B2s. Do not use B2s. I'm gonna tell you right now, this their FS does not seem right. I mean, I'm not saying that they're wrong, but 36 hertz on the FS, I'm not buying it. I don't think I've ever seen a single 8 that can do 36 hertz. That is really low. Um, but it's not impossible. I mean, it is B2. Who knows? So, I would definitely do that. All right. And, this is a long fucking video. I guess you say mahalo? What do you say? I don't know, brother. Stay safe.